Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Lindsay Alexander and I'm an audiologist here in Houston. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about who I am, what I do, and why I like audiology so much. So a little bit of background about me. I have my undergraduate degree in communication sciences and disorders with a concentration in deaf education. I got that from Lamar in 2008, and then I received my graduate degree as a doctor of audiology from Lamar as well in 2012. I've been an audiologist for about 4 years, and I've been with the same clinic the entire time. I originally started out in deaf education because I was really interested in sign language and just helping the deaf community, because I find it to be a very fascinating community with a lot of culture and a lot of great experiences that I enjoyed sharing in. I've been signing fluently since I was about 9, so it's always a community that I've felt very comfortable in. Once I got into school, I got really interested in technology and how technology helps deaf individuals in their everyday lives, and I liked the marriage of the culture and the technology. So I switched from deaf education to audiology so I could concentrate a little bit more on the technological aspects of a community that I love. So when people think audiology, most people think hearing testing, hearing aids, that sort of thing, and I do those things as well. But my main concentration is actually twofold. Part of my job responsibilities include doing hearing testing for newborns in the hospital and then follow-ups for young children if problems are identified during that initial process. So when babies are born, we do a test in the hospital to see what their hearing looks like, and that uses technology that measures brain waves without them having to respond to the sound. Once that's completed, if they pass, then everything's great. If they don't pass, then we look at the brain waves a little bit more extensively to see how the brain is responding to sound and see if there's anything that we need to do to either bolster those responses, to correct anything medically that's going on, or if it's something that becomes more permanent, doing anything we can to make sure that we don't create delays and start getting help for the children as soon as possible. I also see older children, so sometimes things can be fine and then they can go wrong later on with ear infections or things that run in their family, accidents, and also things that don't have to do with hearing, like learning disability, speech problems. All of those things require a good hearing in order to be successfully remediated and treated, and so a lot of times, even if it's not a hearing problem, I'm the first stop in trying to narrow down and figure out precisely what's going on so that we can help those kids the best we can. The other part of my responsibility actually has to do with something that a lot of people don't think about when they think about audiology. The nerve that goes from your ear to your brain, half of it deals with your hearing, but half of it also deals with your balance and how your body determines where you are in space. So the other half of my job actually deals with balance disorders. People who have fluctuations in their hearing, so hearing that gets better and gets worse and gets better and gets worse over periods of time, who also have vertigo, nausea, vomiting, trouble keeping their balance, standing up, excessive falling. Those all fall into my scope of practice as well. So there are a lot of places in your brain and in your ears that tell your body where you are in space. And so part of my job is when you're having these symptoms, looking at the ear specifically and determining if the problem's coming from the ear, where in the ear it's coming from, and then how to fix it. And if it's not coming from the ear, if there are other things we need to look at, such as blood pressure or eyesight or the nerve endings in your hands and feet that would be contributing to those symptoms. I really enjoy what I do. It's never the same thing every day. One day I can go in and I can see nothing but kids. One day I could see, adults and children. I've seen everyone from newborns to my oldest patient who's about 102, 103. So I run the gamut of children and adults and everything in between. I really enjoy what I do. I can't see myself doing anything else. I do use my sign language quite a bit. There are very few audiologists in the field who actually sign or sign fluently. So I actually do get quite a bit of adults who need sign language support for their appointments. And so I really take joy in that because I know that there's not a lot of places that they can go to get those services in a language without having to use a middleman to get that translation for them. So that's a little bit about me and what I do. I hope that was really informative, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks.